go line up. Settle me! Settle me! All right up! Right shoulder! Ready! Up! Get violent! Back shoulder! Ready! Get fucking back!
Oh, you use it?
Yeah. Right shoulder!
Yeah.
First hit, boys! Come on! Left shoulder! Ready! Ready! Here. Let's go! Come on! Right shoulder!
All right, welcome in, folks. Just a little bit of a late game, or a few minutes delay here today. Weather's not cooperative with some of the technical aspects, but we are getting kicked off here for our Consolation final match between Acadia Axemen and the UNB Varsity Reds. My name's Keegan O'Shea, and I'm joined here in the booth today by Martin Lewis. Martin, you want to talk a bit about yourself?
Yeah. Thanks, Keegan. Thanks for the welcome. Yeah, I'm not from these parts, as you can probably tell by the accent. So
Yeah.
I'll try and slow that down a bit. So from Wales, refereed at the professional level for a number of years. Been over here for about 4 years, and I've been involved with some coaching of the Celtics and also the head coach of the Nova Scotia Canada Games team next year. So I've got a couple of lads that I wanted to watch in the games today. So let's hope for a good game on a fabulous day.
Yeah, great day. Not the fogginess that we had on Thursday. Bit of a windier one and a bit chillier, but bright and sunny and dry. So shouldn't maybe have as many scrums that we had on Thursday. Acadia kicked us off here, looking they've maintained possession well, working their way to the wings. Oh, what a great interception there! But looks like we got a penalty there.
Well, the flag's up for a line, but the arm is out for the other side. So okay, I think they've just. I think he must have just run into his touch before he offloaded.
Okay. Martin, you like you said, refereed professionally for years. With how do you think the position of the AR has changed now due to the amount of or the radios that have been invented versus just having straight flags? I think it's a big help.
Yeah, I'm a little bit old-fashioned in the way that at these games I think the referee should be able to referee the games themselves and just take some assistance from the ARs. I think there's too much reliance in the game on the ARs, and the referees not taking decisions themselves. So hopefully today we'll have Annie that'll boss it. So.
Yeah, that's fair. I agree, and we got head referee Annie Kennedy here. Annie's refereed at quite a high level, so it's good to have a high-level ref reffing this tournament for us today. But yeah, I think I agree with your point to an extent. I think sometimes it does put more pressure on the ARs when you're on that when you're making the decision between out of bounds versus being a try being put down at the edge of the corner. So I think that. Yeah, maybe a one-man show is not always the worst option for that. So.
Yeah, I think as long as they're assisting and not trying to referee the game from the sideline, then that would be good. I'm not sure why Acadia are trying to play from their own 22 there. I think Jacob would have been better off going long there on the kick.
Yeah, I think
penalty advantage.
Penalty advantage. Yeah, Jacob's been well in the boot. Jacob Cloutier starting 10 for Acadia has been well in the boot against Memorial as well. He hit quite a few little dinks over with some chips, and I think he's just hoping to find ground back there. But got our third line out of the day, and let's see what Acadia is working with off of this so far.
Yeah, so going for a 5-man line, very popular decision these days. Shorten the line out.
Nice line out, taken nicely well. Wynn's definitely carrying that ball today, you can see, or maybe just not quite a sympathetic pass from half Nate Pugh, but he's got a good ball on him. UNB very, very staunch on defense. Ball stolen well by UNB.
Yeah, it's a good turnover. Real opportunity to play now for UNB.
Mm-hmm. I was just going to say, scrum half Keegan Neary, senior level player in his first year of law school at Dal.
Oh, a tough decision.
Yeah.
I think he was isolated then. I think that the Acadia player came in, had the rights to that ball. I think he'd be disappointed with that one.
Yeah. Ball kept inbounds. Wow, kept significantly inbounds. Number 10, Caleb Johnson, won't be happy with that kick, but not on him. That's all wind. I think he definitely had the legs for it.
Yeah, the wind is blowing straight across the field here today.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always if the wind's blowing, it's gonna be it's a tough game at Graves Oakley, that's for sure.
No numbers are on.
Yeah, that was a wide pass. I don't know if it was meant to go to that target, but went to him well, and they really exploited the width. Keegan Neary taking those little 9 snipes that he's known for.
Good offload.
Yeah, UNB playing with advantage now, I believe, and really playing mad and trying to get, but taking the penalty here, and looks like Andy's gonna blow it dead here.
Well done, Declan. Beauty Jack, beauty fit, great line.
What was that penalty for there, Keegan?
I didn't catch that one. I think
I think she's saying run away with the tackle.
maybe, yeah. I think, yeah, Acadia's poaching pretty hard on this. Looks like they are, looks like UNB's opting to go for points here. Keegan Neary does have a good boot on him, but he'll have to account for this win, as you can probably hear in the background of our broadcast. As a ref yourself, Martin, how early are you going for warnings on plays like that? I feel like Annie was pretty quick to have a chat with Acadia captain Jacob Cloutier.
Yeah, it's the third penalty that she's given against Acadia, and we're only about 5 or 6 minutes in, I guess.
Yeah.
So it's the third penalty in the tackle area. She did actually call both captains in to have a chat. She wants to set us all out, and nothing wrong with that. But I think we also have to make sure that we're accurate at those penalty areas as well.
Right, of course. And penalty conversion taken well by Keegan Neary for UNB, so puts the score at 3-0 for UNB. Wind just died down now for a minute, so Jacob will have to adjust on that kick. Kick taken well by UNB. And Acadia strip ball in the tackle, and they'll look to move it probably wide now, get into their pods. But again, great defense here by UNB, hitting these big 2-man tackles.
Yeah, I watched Acadia play a few times this season. They do have a tendency to flash back, which they did at that last time. They hit up on the first pod, and they tend to come back to the narrow side.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really sure why they do that so frequently, because mostly we're trying to stretch defenses. It's making it quite easy for the big guys at UNB to make those big hits.
Yeah, I agree. I was actually a talking point that I thought of for today is that we talk a lot about the teams earning the right to go wide, and I think I think Acadia definitely was not considering that in that play. Do you think though that with this the 1-3-3-1 pod structure that is so popular in today's play that you think there's any place for old school big boy pounded up the center rugby?
Yeah, I think that unfortunately, I think rugby has become a bit too prescriptive at the top end, and I think getting some changes from the 1-3-3-1. I watched Dal, who we watched later on, play against Acadia, down Acadia in the first game, and they played a 1-3-3-1, and poor Keegan Dalton was in the outside channel and didn't get a pass all day. So not really sure why they were trying to play 1-3-3-1 and keeping quality players off the ball.
Yeah, I think it's good to have those fast backs, or sorry, those fast forwards hanging with those backs and giving them a good man to ruck with, or a dump option on those plays. But I do think that you have to be careful with which players you are choosing to isolate on the wings there.
Yeah. So we had a situation there where there was one ball carrier became isolated. We talk about 1 meter of separation. So if you go into the tackle and you haven't got a support player within 1 meter of you, the chances are you're going to lose the ball.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we saw there. We had one runner up by himself. There was separation from his support player. One UNB chop tackle. Somebody straight over the ball, easy way to turn the ball over.
And yeah, again, great defense from UNB. Acadia was really trying to, use what they could and back and forth across the pitch, but UNB really not letting them get too much in the red zone there.
So the one thing about this wind is that we know it's blowing straight across the field from our vantage point, and that opportunity to just put the boot on the ball especially when you're inside your own half. Looking to see where the UNB wingers and the back three are to see how they can defend that, and looking for that 50-22 option with a big kick across the field. We're not seeing either side trying to do that at the moment. I think the advantage is probably slightly, well, I don't know if there's an advantage for either side, but it's certainly blowing directly across the field at the moment. So either side have got that opportunity to be able to exit from there. That's another penalty against Acadia. That's their fifth attack. That's the fifth penalty, and we are about 15 minutes in.
Yeah.
Less than that?
Less than that even, yeah, I agree. Yeah, I would say that I think as we got this wind blowing, kind of right-left from our vantage point, I'd say that Acadia kicker Jacob Cloutier probably has the advantage, at least in this half, since he's got a right-footed kick on him to kind of get that extra distance with the wind. But it's not a forward back. It's just a real heavy crosswind, which is making some of those things sail across. So.
Your mic's really quiet.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. My mic's quiet. His mic's loud. On the broadcast.
Just a slight change to the mics. Apparently, we got Keegan a bit quiet and me a bit loud. Maybe that's just the way we talk.
I think with the opposite problem on Thursday, I was drowning Luke out. Ooh, that's a bit of feedback there.
Help him! Help him out! Help him!
And as we can see, nice pass from Keegan Neary there, but really being floated with that wind again.
Quite easy to read that defense there, though. It's they're a little bit one up at the moment.
Yeah, I would say that Acadia is definitely.
Oh, oh, it's come off for him. Oh no, it doesn't. It's not on. Bit of a strange option to kick there inside the 22.
Yeah, actually, UNB did that, I believe, twice in their game against Dal. Keegan Neary opting for a red zone cross kick, but again with that wind blowing in line with the kick there. It's definitely making it a lot harder for the wing to receive that.
Yeah. It's almost gathered and just knocked on there, so it's a scrum down to Acadia. You'd expect to see Jacob Clothier exit from here. Oh, that's a big scrum turnover. No, it's not turnover.
Not turned over. Big scrum by UNB, but scrum half Napier playing the ball well and able to get himself get quick hands and get a platform out of here. I would imagine that, or I would hope that Acadia is going to try and maybe hit pause a couple times before, Jacob's put himself in a good position. But UNB blitzing on that play, but Jacob getting the dump option and playing well. Bit of turf monster there, unfortunately, and the Acadia player goes down.
Yeah, I think Jacob was looking to put boot to ball and get down the field, but the blitz came on, attacked his right foot, which is what he was going to kick with. His only option then was to carry.
Great little box by great little box kick there from Nate Pugh. Had the wing pushed up, and UNB trying to go for the quick tap, but unfortunately ball touched by some other players. But it's a good 20 meters on that kick, so great stuff from Nate Pugh on that one.
Yeah, he's a quality little player, Nate. I've seen him over the last couple of years, and I think he's a New Brunswick boy, isn't he?
Yeah, I believe he's plays 9 for the New Brunswick Spruce and the Fredericton Loyalists. Fredericton Loyalists, the winner of the Maritime Championships this year. That's a big run here from number 13 for UNB. That's
quickly find your notes.
Quickly finding notes, exactly. But then good defense here again from Acadia.
From Nate, actually, again, he's covered well across there, made that, was in the position to make the tackle, but sweep very well, collected that ball.
And next turnover there again from Acadia. But it looks like ball's turned over on the counter ruck. UNB committing heavy numbers to that counter ruck, and Acadia not expecting it. So that's number 12 for UNB. Joseph Diram making a couple big runs there.
Yeah, chance was there for the try. The Acadia right wing stepped in, taking the wrong man and leaving the left wing for UNB free. Unfortunately, the pass didn't go to hand, and the try went begging. Good line out again from Acadia. They've been very strong on the line out.
Yeah, it looks like Nate Pugh once again taking the ball. If it was you inside your own, are you going for a short line out and then going to pods before going to boot, or are you maybe going a maul off of that? What's your thoughts on line out, attacking line out within your own 22, Martin?
Well, that was actually a defensive lineup then, because.
Well, I suppose, yeah.
But so I think Acadia go into the middle there. They've been very successful. They throw in with the wind right behind him, so he's easily going to be able to hit the middle and the back. Probably wouldn't be looking to go from the back from the other side of the field. Mm-hmm. But looking for probably that one up and then exit. I think their sides too often carry the ball a bit too much before they look to exit. Mm-hmm. And just increase that chances of an error.
Another good little boot by Nate Pugh, going to the 15. Paxton Kilburn for UNB.
Yeah, Pet hate the mind there. There was the ball was in the air. The 15 just let it bounce. If he'd actually run on and attack that ball, he'd have gathered and probably gone 10, 15 meters further than where he even got to then.
Mm-hmm. And looks like
another tackle penalty against.
Another tackle penalty against UNB.
Yeah.
I'm assuming not rolling away there, but
against Acadia.
Or against Acadia. Yeah, got a little bit messy. It looks looks like we have an injury on Acadia as well. I'm assuming that's one of their props. I'll have to wait and get a number on him, but I believe that is number 3, Eric Engler.
Yeah, disappointing losing the prop there under the pump a bit in the first scrum that we had. So let's see how they can do coming forward.
Mm-hmm.
So the line out to UNB, they opted to kick from the penalty, and it means that they retain the ball. That doesn't happen when you're in open play, but for those that are relatively new to the game, it's from a penalty, then you can kick the touch and retain the possession. So we've got a UNB attacking throw in here. Let's see what they can do.
I'd imagine
Good line out.
good line out. UNB taking the maul. They've been very physically dominant in the game today, but an early strip on the maul.
Yeah,
and
penalty advantage for side entry as well.
Yeah, and ball turned over by Acadia, but they're going back, and we'll see if they're going to opt to kick again, or maybe just try and run it up the center. Looks like number 9, Keegan Neary's down.
Yeah. So yellow card for that. That was right in front of the referee. I think it's Jacob. Is it? Oh no, I don't know. Not sure who that is. Yeah, player
Spencer.
just came right in the side. They're already on a bit of a team warning. I think that was the what we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's the 7th penalty against Acadia. Nearly all of them in the tackle area. So yeah, I think UNB were probably going about to trundle over for a try then, and side entry stopped that.
What's your opinion, Martin, on, or I guess, what's your philosophy on what a penalty try should be considered? I've heard the thought from a former coach that if the penalty didn't occur, then the try would have occurred. You're just kind of almost absolving the play in itself. So curious on your philosophy on when and when to not give penalty tries. I mean, I think if you're giving a yellow in the 5 meters, I think that maybe the penalty try comes out there. But curious to hear your thoughts on that.
Yeah, some of that has changed as well over the years. It used to be that a try would probably have been scored. Now the question about probability is there's other players there. Was it probable that a try was going to be scored then? I don't think so. I think it was there was a number of players around there. You know, it was certainly possible, and there was a reasonable chance of it. But you know, given the penalty try, would have been really tough in my opinion. I think Anya handled that very well.
I agree.
On under pressure.
And then yeah, Acadia scrum under some heavy pressure. Ball comes out, but maybe taken by the wind a bit and dropped by the Acadia 12. So we're gonna have a UNB scrum in a very good place for UNB to have a scrum, I'd say, right underneath the posts.
Yeah. Back to what I said earlier on about we talked about exit. For those that you know, this sort of rugby terminology is about getting out of your area that's close to your try line. So when we talk about exit, we're just talking about trying to get away from your own try line. Just that extra pass, especially in this wind, probably isn't needed. It's, you know, exit early. If you go into it, you can actually. I think Jacob had the opportunity to be able to clear that straight from the 9, pass from Nate straight to Jacob, and I think Jacob would have been better off banging that ball as far down the field as he possibly could and try to get a good kick line defense.
I agree. And looks like UNB try scored by number 9, Keegan Neary. Looks like he was getting a little dance on earlier, but opted to pass off, but ended up getting the try back for himself. So now looking at 8-0 score for UNB, and Keegan will be kicking his own conversion here.
Yeah, he's a quality little operator. He's all around the field. He's involved in everything that's happening that's good for UNB. Talking well like a good scrum half should be.
Yeah, again, as I mentioned on the Thursday broadcast, Keegan Neary, first-year law student at UNB, used to play for the Calgary Dinos. He, I believe, played 15 for the Dinos, so I feel it's a relatively easy transition into the 9 position. Hanging back, catching kicks, and returning kicks. So, but yeah, it's good to have that sort of senior-level experience, and he slots the conversion, and so we're going to be 10-0 UNB at 20 minutes into the game.
Yeah, he's big for a 9. Lots of the 9s are quite small. He's quite a tall guy with decent upper body strength, and yeah, I can imagine him being a good strong 15, and he's certainly got the boot for it as well, as he's shown.
Yeah, Keegan Neary also playing for briefly for the Vancouver Highlanders during their most recent season before
That's a really
taking
good kickoff. He should have been absolutely pounded then. They all held back on him.
Yeah, it was a really short one. I imagine Jacob will be mad at his players for not, maybe attempting to take that one for themselves as well. And that wind really carrying that ball, but the Acadia 15 covers well and breaks quite a few tackles. He's going on a nice little run there. Passed off well. Acadia now playing on the front foot, working into their pods. Big hit from UNB. They've got their hands on it, but Acadia take the clear out, and Nate Pugh goes for a run. Good run from Nate Pugh, a good 10 meters on that one.
Yeah, they shortened numbers in the back. There's no forwards out there, and so the forwards had to just pick and drive then. Quick tap penalty by Nate.
Quick tap by Nate. Jacob taken well. UNB attempting to hold him up, but Jacob manages to get to ground there. And Acadia really playing with some big front foot energy here.
Flashing back the way that they do so regularly, and this time they've got numbers. I think UNB's defence had moved straight around the corner and gone to the far side, and on that occasion the opportunity to come back, flash back to the same way that they'd come from was definitely on, but the hands didn't find the space. Eric's a strong runner. He breaks tackles every time. His first tackle, he's always breaking.
Yeah, great run from number 15 for Acadia, Eric Duplessis. But UNB managed to turn the ball over well, and but unfortunately kicked out of bounds, straight out of bounds, outside of their 22. So ball will go back to where the ball was kicked.
But just a couple of moments ago, we had a long kick by the UNB 10 from way inside his own 40 meters, and it was very close to getting a 50-22. If the ball is kicked into touch, it has to bounce, but if it's kicked from inside your own half and it bounces and goes into touch within the 22 meters of the opposition, then you get the ball back. So it was a really big kick. The Acadia left wing was out of position. He's pushed up in the line, leaving a big area in the backfield, especially when you've got that wind. That winger on that side really does need to hold back from. So it'll be the left wing for Acadia and the right wing for UNB, just to be able to stop that 50-22 option. It was gathered by Eric before he went out, but could quite easily have gone in for 50-22.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we see that that left wing has now been swapped out by Acadia head coach James Alder. Special shout out to James Alder, who recently graduated from his PhD. So congratulations to Dr. James on that. And yeah, I see that he's made a swapping out left wing Dorian Clements for number 22 Davis Muse.
Yeah, congratulations to James as well. James has been a big part of rugby in Nova Scotia in terms of refereeing, coaching, total involvement in the game, and massive congratulations on becoming a doctor, and the support he gives to the teams here is outstanding. Great opportunity.
Awkward little tackle there from Acadia.
TK, I think, yeah.
Yeah, TK. I think he got the. Annie gave him the penalty advantage on that one. I think he just slipped in the tackle, and I think he might hit the UNB player in the face there.
Yeah.
Certainly not intentional, but just a little bit of incidental contact to the head there, as he got his feet tripped up there. Great run from UNB there, just exploiting that right wing, and pulling those players in on the scrum and finding an overlap and getting some really good meters off of that.
Yes, I think TK then just was guilty of just over chasing. So he got to a position which allowed the ball carrier to be able to just get on his inside to run as his inside shoulder, which is his weak shoulder. And just that reaction, he just brought his arm up, and it was nothing malicious. And but it was high. It was a penalty.
UNB able to again exploit that penalty. Keegan Neary opting for a penalty kick on this play. Right-footed kicker, not too far outside of the sticks, and looks like the wind has died down nicely for him, so he'll probably try and take this one quickly before it picks back up here again.
And as you say that, it starts to pick back up again.
Yeah.
Commentator's curse.
Commentator's curse indeed. Looks like he just slots that. Taken very well. Just getting inside that right post of theirs.
Maybe needed the wind to pick up. Just
maybe.
To get over.
Yeah. Yeah. Daily today, I don't envy the kickers. You never really know if you're putting too much juice on the leg or not enough when you're anticipating that wind.
I think from this side of the field, it's got to be an advantage, but certainly wouldn't want to kick into it.
No, exactly.
I think we all saw the kick from a Nova Scotian 10, Alex Otto, this last week playing out in Wexford.
Yeah, that's been it's been all over a lot of the rugby social media channels that I've seen. Yeah, I mean, it's kick really went nowhere, but Otto certainly gave it his best. Big boot there from UNB, but recovered well by number 22 Davis Muse, and Eric Duplessis maybe playing a bit of sevens here, running fully sideways, but certainly gets the ball off, and Acadia gets the advantage on this play. I believe Nate probably wanted to go fast there, but ball was just a bit messy, and looks like we have a injury to the UNB player.
I don't know if we can see that one again. That first glance at that looked a little bit tough on UNB. I thought that unless there was something that didn't roll away, but there certainly appeared to be clear separation before the jackal came in for that ball.
What's your opinion, Martin, on the changes to the not rolling away from showing that you're making an effort to just whether or not you're in the way, regardless of your effort to not be in the way?
Well, it's the one thing that as a referee you can't judge intent. That's all you can do is judge based upon what you see. So, frankly, if somebody is there, you can't say whether he was intended to try to move away, or because there's no way that we can judge somebody's intention. So you have to just referee. If the guy hasn't moved and he's interfering with the ball, then he has to move. So it has to be a penalty. The one thing that's changed over the years is we have less rucking. So going back to all those years ago when I was playing, you would be stepped on quite ferociously. So there was no chance that you're going to be staying there, because you would just be kicked to death, and your back would come off, and you'd have cleat marks straight the way down your back. So so you tended to move pretty quickly in those days.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember during some of my early days, it was just a matter of showing that you were making an effort and, maybe trying to crawl away. But it's like you said, yeah, it's not easy to judge intent, and you don't know whether or not a player is just kind of making a bit of a scene and showing that they're trying or not. But ball turned over by Acadia, but now turned over, I think, again by UNB. Looks like we have a bit of a maul. We'll see whether Annie has declared this to be a maul.
Yes, then
and
she did, because it turned it over, I think. So
yeah.
Yeah, so difference there. So for a maul, if the ball is, I think she's given the scrum to Acadia. So if there is a ball carrier and at least one player from both sides attached to the ball carrier, that creates a maul. If that ball becomes unplayable, then the team who took the ball in loses it. So on that occasion, although Acadia initially took it in, it was turned over by UNB. So UNB were deemed to have taken the ball into the maul, held up by Acadia, and therefore Acadia get the scrum.
Mm-hmm. Big push by UNB there. I think they were maybe pushing a little bit too much on one side, and so Annie has deemed that just a wheel. Acadia want to watch their tight head and make sure he's holding that push well.
Yeah, scrum has gone through 90 degrees. It's a reset. My wife is texting me saying that they can't hear you. Well, hopefully that was an old text and you're now sorted. So that's another penalty there against Acadia in the scrum. Well, first one in the scrum, but another penalty against Acadia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe UNB seems to be the more physical team today, so I think Acadia will want to try and keep those scrums as fast as they can, and hopefully hope that UNB is not pushing too hard on their own attacking scrums.
Looks like another change here. It's, number 7, yeah.
Yeah, number 7 for Acadia. That is Chase Morehart coming off. Actually, I saw him getting a bit of back chiro work done before the game, so maybe his back's acting up again. Don't envy being a forward if you're having back pain on the morning, that's for sure.
Yeah. So UNB had that penalty. They kicked to the touch. They had a line out there, good attacking line out inside the 22, but the ball was overthrown. Not a great line out. Probably something to do with that wind that's coming into that hooker's face. It's quite difficult, as we said, from that side of the field.
Mm-hmm. And Acadia had the ball and had a knock on there, but we're now going back to the line out. I'm not sure if it was a not straight that Acadia got to play on, or
yeah, I think it was a not. I think it was a not straight. It was a poor line out, as I said. Maybe the wind, but Acadia opted to take the line out rather than the scrum. They get that option for not straight. They've got. They could take a line out and throw it in themselves, or take a scrum, but the scrum's under the pump a bit, so they've gone for the line out, which has worked really well. Again, gone to that middle of the line 5, who's won everything so far.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Turn over there. Ooh.
Ball taken well here by by Acadia, and they're trying to get a couple pumps on before they go to Jacob. Nice, great little grubber through from Acadia, and they get some good yardage on that. Almost turned over by UNB, but also almost knocked on by UNB. I think Jacob will be very happy with that. He saw a very large hole, and
Oh, yellow card.
And that's a yellow card to UNB's number 12, Joseph Diram. He was a big runner for that team, so they will be certainly missing him in the centers there. I think I imagine Jacob will look to exploit that if he can. Kick for touch by Nate Pugh, going into the wind and then going out of bounds, or sorry, not going out of bounds because of being in the wind.
Yeah, it's tough on UNB. It's only been the fourth penalty of the game, which we are now must be 35 minutes into the game.
Mm-hmm.
So it's only the fourth penalty, and it's been a yellow card. That's the fifth penalty. So yeah, a bit tough on UNB to get a yellow card there. Maybe Annie's trying to even it up there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a tough position to be in as a ref. I've certainly been there in some of my reffing where you maybe feel as though you gave a penalty or a card too easily or too hard to the team, so then you worry about evening it up in your head, and it's a tough game to start playing that mental tit-tat-toe with yourself.
Yeah. So
Good.
I know when I refereed, it was I would keep the penalty count. I knew exactly how many penalties, what the penalties were for throughout the game. I used to break it down into 10 or 20 minute sections. So you can be fully aware. It's if you've given 3 in the tackle area, you know who you've given it to. I think also saying who you've given it. So if you've penalised, say, number 7, it's normally the number 7 that doesn't roll away.
Yeah.
So 7 roll away, penalty against number 7, and then next time it's penalty against number 7, and you remember, well, actually I've already said that once, so that's the second time to use 7. You better be careful. Good tackle there by Davis. Guy came back inside.
And ball turned over. Acadia will be happy with that. And like I said, I imagine they've got quite a bit of overlap here.
Numbers on the right.
Patrick Stanbrook taking a great run. And he's taking it right to the house. Big try for Acadia.
Yeah, good try. Numbers there as well on the right-hand side. And he certainly didn't need them. He had the legs to be able to go the distance.
Yeah. Good from Acadia, like I said, exploiting that yellow card, and I thought they might, like you said, maybe flash back to their left and go against the flow, but they UNB hadn't quite got around the corner yet from that turnover, and so yeah, great try from number 4 for Acadia, Patrick Stanbrook, big 50-meter run on that one.
Yeah, as you said, the yellow card is definitely a factor there. We've had the centre is taken out of the game. He's probably the defensive captain there, making those hits as we saw in the early stage. The defence was really strong, but unless you fill somebody in for him there's going to be an extra space. And I think that the outside backs were a little bit in two minds as to whether or not they're going to step in and make that tackle, or whether they're going to trust the inside man to make the tackle and they stay out on their own men. It's difficult when you shorten numbers, but yeah, the big lad went the distance.
And conversion taken well by Nate Pugh, so that will make us 7-10-7,
is it?
10-7 for UNB.
Yeah, we probably should have written this score down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we'll do that in the next game for the second half.
Yeah, well, a bit of a glare on our computer screen, so I wasn't fully watching on that one. I will admit.
Excuse the language if you couldn't hear that over the mic. That's a great kickoff as well.
Yeah,
good
just
knock on.
taken just over that 10 meters. So great one by UNB.
Yeah, again, UNB flashing back as well. There's lots of space on the other side of the field. Oh, that could be a card.
Oh, that might be a card. She's calling a penalty, not calling a card on it yet.
Well, it's good. I think she's hoping for advantage now.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so
Just a knock.
Just give him just a knock. I think that was a yellow card. There was no intention of catching
Yeah,
that.
I would say no knock up, just more hands out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe just didn't have the eyes on the body language like we did there. Was Annie was certainly not always very good with her positioning. No strike against Annie, but I think we just had the better angle on that view there. So
yeah, I think from where Annie was, there were bodies around her. She's by her own admission, she's not the tallest.
Yeah,
a bit more difficult for her to see, but maybe we could have had a little bit of assistance from the AR then.
Mm-hmm.
So that hand going out, there was really no clear attempt to catch the ball. It was one hand, and that's often a penalty and a yellow card. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one.
Yeah. Yeah, she's penalty right in the middle of the field in a good position here for Keegan Neary to take it. I'm sure Nate Pugh will be mad about that one. He certainly thought that he had released the attacking player for UNB, but ref doesn't quite agree, and ref's words final. So he'll have to be more careful in the next one.
Yeah, it's a difficult one. There has to be a clear release, but a clear release doesn't mean you have to bring your hands a foot away from the ball or 2 foot away from the ball. It means that it just has to be separation. And I think then that Nate was pretty legal in what he did. I think Annie on review may be disappointed with that one, and it's half time, and that was the 10th penalty against Acadia in the first half.
Yeah, and Keegan Neary takes that penalty well to put us at 13-7 for UNB. And yeah, we'll take a quick break on the half and be back in just a couple minutes here.
Get the ball! Get the ball back!
All right, we're back, folks. Just a quick little halftime adjustment on the mics, swapping our mixer box out as well. So hopefully we're Martin and I are about equal again on these. But yeah, good first half by both teams. UNB, of course, leading the scoreboard, but Acadia battling well, and of course, Acadia now. Again, they still got a couple more minutes left on their yellow cards, so they're going to look to exploit that while they can.
Yeah, I think we said it was 13-7 at halftime, but it's actually 16-7. Apologies for missing one of those kicks.
Mm-hmm. And some looks like Dr. Alder might have gave a good talking to his team at half. Definitely playing with some renewed invigoration and running well here.
Just getting notification that they can hear you better now, Keegan.
Oh,
so,
perfect!
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah.
Thanks to all our friends that let us know.
Well, it was actually my wife, but
yeah. Well.
Oh. So that's a penalty against Acadia for crossing. If there's the ball carrier runs behind one of his own players and stops a tackle, then that's a penalty. Crazy that if he actually runs into him, it's a scrum to the opposition, and if he runs behind him and doesn't touch him, it's a penalty. It's a penalty. It's always a tough one.
Interesting.
But yeah, I think again, maybe that was a tough call because you've really got to be in a position to make the tackle, and materiality for that.
Yeah, I was just actually to touch on that. I've certainly been in games, even the Privateers game last week. We had a crossing call where, it's still illegal whether or not it affects the play, but I'm curious your opinion on calling it when it has no relevance to the play.
Sorry, I was getting a message from my wife, but there may be still some problems, but I'm not sure. Anyway, we'll go ahead, and if somebody needs to run down and tell us if there's so we talk about materiality. There, at every phase of the game, there's somebody doing something that is illegal. Now, they're not necessarily doing it on purpose, and it's just the fact of where they happen to be. Just simply, the ball gets passed back, and somebody behind them kicks the ball. All those people in front of them are offside. They're not affecting play. It's part of the game. So we talk about materiality. Was it a material factor that they were offside? But clearly it's not. They're allowed to do it, so therefore the game continues. If we otherwise you'd never be able to kick the ball with somebody that was if you've got somebody ahead of you.
Mm-hmm.
So similar thing with crossing. If there isn't a defender that's in the position to make the tackle, then we play on. Mm-hmm. So we talk about trying to keep your hand in your pocket and not give those penalties.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about penalties. Another scrum penalty against Acadia, who's struggled a bit in the scrum today.
Yeah, it looks like a collapsed scrum. It looks like an unfortunate injury to one of maybe the UNB props here because of this.
And that's the thing. That's the yellow card back on, is it?
That must be the yellow card back on, yeah, and looks at the looks like it's being checked out here by the UNB athletic therapists. Always a scary one when someone's injured due to a collapsing scrum, but hopefully nothing too serious here.
Yeah, I think it's I think it's around his shoulder area rather than the neck area, which is something that we're always concerned about with clap scrums. So the penalty there was against the tight head prop. The tight head is the guy who, of the three in the front row, is on the right hand side, and he's got his head is between the opposition's prop and the opposition hooker. And the player he's up against will be therefore will be the loose head, in the sense that he's only pushing on one shoulder because his head is free, so we call him the loose head. And the tight head there for Acadia has dropped to his knees, and that was the penalty. And in that scrum, the UNB seemed to have lost their loose head prop there. Hope he's okay. Good nudge there for the penalty kick. Again, just using that wind, just hit it up the field and let the wind just take it into touch.
Exactly. Yeah, it's no point trying to kick against it when you can really use it to your advantage here.
Yeah, we've seen a few times when they've kicked into the wind this side that the kickers have actually underestimated that wind, and instead of drilling it a bit shorter and making sure you get the line out, because it's better to get the line out and get your own ball back rather than it come back in field and give a free ball to the opposition.
And UNB taking a leaf out of Acadia's notebook and opting to go for the short side rather than playing flow ball. Flow ball, of course, for those of you tuning in that are not rugby experts, is playing the ball in the same position that it would naturally, it's coming from your left and you're playing to your right, and then if you're playing like a reverse or flashing back, or it's it's coming from balls coming to the left, but then you opt to then let it go left again. Looked like a little knock on the play there for UNB, maybe just a little bobble because of the wind, but Acadia scrum and just a bent arm penalty, but Nate Pugh elected to take the free kick on this one rather than well, actually, I suppose you can't take scrums on bent arms anymore, can you, Martin?
No, one of the law changes.
Yeah.
So just to try to avoid another scrum, I think it's a great great initiative. There's some of them I don't like. I don't like the held up where if you get the ball carrier goes over the try line and doesn't actually score the try, then it becomes a goal line dropout. I really don't like that one, but certainly the 50-22 is a great advance for the game, and not taking scrums because they're not exactly exciting for most people.
No. Although, what do you think, though?
Good nudge, Jacob.
Yeah, great nudge. How do you feel, though, about a team intentionally causing a minor scrum infraction when they're in a position where they wouldn't want to take a scrum? Like if they realize that they have the weaker scrum and it's within they're on their defending 10, and maybe giving a purposeful early engage to avoid having to take that scrum and maybe getting walked in.
Well, I think that's where the referee has to judge then. So there's an element at that stage whereby it's difficult to give a free kick. That is one of them, early engagement of the scrum. But in general, it's if that referee feels that was done on purpose, then she would be well within her rights to penalise that. And they can then take another scrum from the penalty if they choose. But good strong carry. Now they want quick ball.
Yeah, ball getting loose in the play there, but recovered well again from Acadia. Acadia really driving hard at this goal line and hoping to just kind of bully ball their way in. Jacob here electing to go, hitting the reverse in this play.
Tackling or rolled away. Yeah, spot on.
Yeah.
So the tackler there, the number 10, came in, made a good tackle on Jacob, but failed to roll away, and he's right on top of it. So that's a clear penalty.
Nate Pugh taking the ball there well, although got a bit of a blitz on, and I think Annie accidentally got hit there, but
yeah, she plays. She still
plays.
plays. She's tough enough.
Yeah,
she's okay.
she's tough enough.
Yeah. Good strong defense again by UNB though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The graduate this year, so still a young team for UNB.
Mm-hmm.
So we got an injury. I'm not sure who that's to.
Acadia.
So I missed what the penalty was for. There's we've just asked the Acadia players to come back a little bit so we could see, but we'll try and find out what the penalty was for. But it's clearly a penalty against Acadia.
Mm-hmm. And looks like injury number 4, Patrick Stanbrook. It's a big loss for Acadia. He's been been a good threat in the lineouts, and he was their try scorer on the day. Oh, looks like maybe just a bit of a groin injury there. Looks like he's recovering well. Maybe just needs a couple minutes, just a few deep breaths.
Okay, so thank you, Chad, for letting us know what the penalty was for. There's a Acadia player who was on the ground. The ball became free, and the game rugby is played on your feet. So until you go back to your feet, you can't play the ball. He was laying on the floor and pulled that ball back in. So that was the penalty. Well, we couldn't see it, unfortunately, because we had the Acadia bench right in front of us. Better lineup from UNB.
Mm-hmm. Good pod runs there from UNB, shaking that first Acadia defender. UNB flashing back on the short side, but great hit there from Nate Pugh, and he gets the knock on the play as well. Absolute stellar defense.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we get messages that I've lost my mic again, but they can hear you, Keegan, and which is the important one.
Maybe a bit of an injury there to the UNB player, I think. Great hit from Nate Pugh. Clean hit, I think, might have just been in the maybe just getting winded there, landed on the ball awkwardly, maybe hit you on the ribs a bit, but he's back up again, and this will be another scrum here for Acadia. Like I said, great bit of defense there from Nate Pugh. Great cross-field tracking and getting the ball knocked loose as well in that hit.
So the left wing from UNB is right up in the line. So there's a big opportunity to use that wind and kick behind him.
Mm-hmm.
Probably about 15, 20 meters out of position, in my opinion. I don't know if the camera will show that wide. But yeah, the UNB left wing is right up in line, 5 meters or so from the back of the scrum. So Jacob should be scanning that, seeing that opportunity is there to be able to just carry that ball 3 or 4 meters and put some leather on it.
Yeah, as well. Acadia was within their own half here, so the 50-22 is certainly on, and I think definitely with a bit of with wind at your side, I think Jacob has that. Oh, but
yeah, spot on decision there from Annie. The New Brunswick, well, hopefully the hooker is going to be okay. He's down injured. The New Brunswick loosehead seemed to have gone to ground, which is always difficult for the hooker who's trapped between 2 guys on his own team and 3 guys on the opposition. So He's not laying in a good position. Hopefully he's going to be good.
Yeah, hopefully maybe just to re-aggravate on that rib injury he had on that hit from Pew. But yeah, you never love to see something like that.
Well, he's sitting at this better news.
Yeah. And the UNB hooker staying on. Maybe just, I said, yeah, it was laying quite awkwardly there. Might have just been winded again. Maybe just a bit of a pinch in the neck, just causing him just to lose it there for a minute. But yeah, Acadia getting the penalty in this. And Jacob maybe listening to us and electing to just chip it short, but actually, make sure to take it out instead of going for a longer ball that gets carried with the wind.
Yeah, the important thing there is that you get the ball back. The Acadia lineup has been good all day. Two big second rows there who've been very athletic, winning all their ball. Good position to play off now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a bit of movement there going up.
Yeah. Bit of an awkward ball, but still goes to hand for Acadia.
Good feet, TK.
Absolute stellar run here from Acadia's number 12 and club president Tyler Kennedy. Big 20-meter run. UNB offside. Annie has noticed. Probably calling advantage on that one.
Yeah, I think she just sent them back. I think that was okay.
Yeah.
No need to give that penalty. It was not material. We talked about materiality earlier on.
Mm-hmm.
Happy with that. Well done, Annie.
Mm-hmm. Ball turned over well by UNB there, just kind of carrying the tackle through. Big kick by UNB, dropped by number 15, Eric Duplessis, but held on well, and ball went behind him. And good little run on the play. And now Acadia is trying to play fast here.
Pound for pound, what a strong player there.
Yeah, no, it's another 10. The yards after carry on Nate Pugh today has just been crazy. He's a real little bulldog out there. And big run here, big prop run from number 1 on Acadia. And some great ball from Acadia. Jacob electing to back himself here, and good run from him.
So, yeah, offside there against Faber Lemon. The number 8 for UNB. So he has to start from behind the back foot of his own ruck, and he's not allowed to come forward until that ball has been clearly picked up by the scrum half. So, and he judged him to be ahead of that. I know Faber reasonably well. He's not particularly quick, so probably a fair decision.
Probably a fair call on that play.
Sorry, Faber. I know you're working on your fitness as well. It's fitness is good, but you're still never going to be a sprinter.
Acadia once again securing their own line out. Mild overthrow, but taken well again by Acadia. Looks like Acadia are going for a bit of pick and go here. It's worked out well for them thus far. Couple player lifted up by UNB, but Acadia managed to drive him back down. But not rolling away.
No, I think there's a little knock on there. I think they've just fumbled the ball a bit on the floor.
Okay.
So it's a scrum to UNB.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so back in Wales, that play would be always known as taxi, because you pick and go. So that was the call: taxi, taxi, taxi.
Nice.
But yeah, it just means that the forwards are going to pick it up and trundle on, and somebody's going to get right behind him. Although the law change there has made it more difficult, because It used to be that when you were supporting that ball carrier, if you went to ground, it wasn't a problem as long as you weren't, as long as you moved away from it. However, now it's if the ball carrier has a support player and he goes to ground, then it's a penalty for the opposition. So yeah, important when you are carrying that you stay on your feet.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fumble.
Yeah, great defense there from Acadia. Tyler Kennedy picked up the 15 there and was hoping for the held up, but the UNB player managed to get that ball away. But just an unfortunate knock-on the subsequent play there for UNB. But really great physical games we've had this morning. Wind has been not on anybody's side, but yeah, it's just been big, like we discussed earlier, bit of a big boy game today. So it's nice to see that that kind of rugby can still exist at this level.
Yeah, it's been a great, entertaining game. Love university rugby. The intent to play is always there. Lots of good skills on hand, and that's a free kick for an early push against UNB. So it's, as Keegan mentioned it on, a bent arm penalty, so it's not a full penalty, so they can't kick to touch and get the ball back.
Oh, that's
a bit silly.
That's a bit silly. You know what
so
you're doing there.
Number 4 was laying on the ground as Jess rolled back and picked the ball straight up. Not sure it needed a yellow card in my opinion, but it was clearly a penalty. So that's 5 penalties against UNB in the second half and 3 against Acadia, I think, if I've managed to get them all. So that's 13 against Acadia and 10 against UNB for the game. So most of those penalties are in the tackle area. You would expect it. I think on average at the top level we have about 12 to 15 scrums in the game, 12 to 15 lineouts in the game, and somewhere around about 200, 240 tackles. So we call it the breakdown area. It just means that players broken down because they've been a tackle. It doesn't stop the game. It's a continuous sport. But yeah, you're therefore bound to get a lot more penalties in that contestable area around the after a tackle's been made at that breakdown. So,
and Acadia taking the Acadia taking the line on that play, but line out not going straight. Acadia's been pretty good on their lineup, so probably just the wind taking that ball just a little bit out of the way on that one. But UNB opting to go for a scrum rather than their lineout since they have the option on that play. And of course, yeah, UNB with a very strong scrum on the day, so lineouts are definitely more of a, I've always said lineouts are more of a 60-40, whereas a scrum is definitely more of a 70-30, 20-80 kind of thing. So if you're looking for ball retention, you're definitely taking the scrums.
Yeah, less jeopardy in the scrum, especially when you've got a strong scrum. UNB have been strong through all of those plays. I think we've had maybe a one penalty for drop in and one free kick for an early engage or an early push. But yeah, they've certainly dominated the scrum area today. Throwing the ball wide from deep inside their own 22. The opportunity was on the outside with the Acadia wing that's dropped back for that kick, but it left a lot of space, and the Acadia defence didn't cover that. They didn't slide across, as we'd say. They stayed pretty much man-to-man, whereas they needed to drift. Good pass, put him in space. It's on. Give the pass. It's on. Go inside him. Oh. Probably did a bit too much there. He could have just straightened up and given the one-on-one support on the inside, but
yeah, great run there from Eric Duplessis. But again, yeah, maybe playing a bit too much, playing it a bit too 7 style, and you know, strong run, but took a lot of the field up and then got pushed out of bounds. But again, great heads-up defense there from UNB, using the sideline as an extra defender there.
As a former left wing myself, I would have been
Furious.
pretty annoyed if I was on the left wing here. I'd have probably been going back over and giving him a slap at this stage.
Yeah, agreed as well. Yeah, as a wing myself, having a forward come or not sorry, having your teammate come and take up all your space is you've really got nothing to work with at that point, right?
Yeah.
So
I think he even went into touch, didn't himself. So
yeah. Looks like Acadia have stolen this lineout though, and again probably trying to.
UNB have
UNB recovered. Okay.
Recovered. Yeah. Sorry again. The Acadia bench are taking our space.
Okay. So it looks like a knock on being called by Annie here. So must have been maybe recovered by Acadia, but then lost in the contact. So we will have a scrum here on the UNB 5. But looks like we're getting a quick timeout here for some reason. Maybe some discussions regarding the scrum here.
Yeah, thanks for all the text messages that we get during the game. If we'd had as many beers as that, we wouldn't be able to talk for the next game. But hopefully some kind person will bring us some refreshments at some stage from the Admiral Club here at Graves Oakley.
Yeah, anyone listening just over the side, feel free to bring us down a couple of pints. I know lunch is looking pretty good, so someone wants to bring us a sandwich and a beer at lunch. I don't think we'd be complaining at all. So yeah, UNB again with the dominant scrum there, not looking to push too hard, just looking to give themselves a clean platform. UNB playing maybe a bit longer than I would out of their own zone, and yeah, at this point definitely I would not be playing this long in my own zone. And looks like Acadia may have not turned the ball over, but Acadia playing some solid defense, but. Penalty going against them on a high tackle or not rolling away here. I'm waiting for that secondary signal from Annie, but
we're not getting that secondary signal. But I think it was for somebody coming into the side of the tackle. So I think it was somebody joining from a side entry. So when there is a tackle, you have to come from behind the rearmost foot. So I think she called one of the Acadia players for coming in the side, being a bit lazy, not getting back and coming through what we would term as the gate. The gate is just the width of the tackle, and you have to come from the back foot.
Yeah, in general though, like I said, a risky play there from UNB, backing themselves to play to their own zone. Usually in most teams that I've played and coached with, it's 1 to 2 phases, gives yourself a platform, and then just really try and take that exit. As I've always said, I'd rather play defense in the other end than offense on my own end, right?
Yeah, very true. I think that one of the things that happened there, though, was that the first pass was it was sort of grabbed at the fingertips right at the end, and I think from the 10 to the 12, which was then putting them under a little bit more pressure. Couldn't get any flow. You're being tackled way behind the gain line. Much more difficult for your forwards to run back and come back in through the back foot and be able to secure that ball, so it all becomes a little bit frantic. We've had a kick now, which was a kick from just outside the 22, and it's gone straight into touch, which means that it's an Acadia ball. Yeah,
UNB will be kicking themselves for that one. Always important to be checking with the ref whether or not they consider you inside or outside the 22 when you're kicking these kicks, so you can know whether you're aiming for touch or aiming to keep it inbounds and maybe get a lucky bounce. Because yeah, if you are outside the 22, ball goes back to where you kicked it, and so that gave Acadia a really nice attacking position here. But just an unfortunate bobble there from Acadia. They've had a they've had a rough day executing in the end zone. Just plenty of opportunities, but just can't quite get it. So it's still plenty of time left in this game. Just a 2-score game in this, but it's unfortunate the opportunities just aren't quite clicking for them today.
Couple of changes. Surprised yet to see Nate come off, who's been certainly one of the star performers for Acadia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this might be a sign that head coach James Alder feels that this one might be in the bag. I know that Acadia is, in their Thursday game was certainly lacking some of the depth beyond their starting 15. So when they were coming to the benches, they were, sort of just trying to give experience to the younger guys rather than making any sort of heavy tactical substitutions. But great run there from...
Yeah, I think it's a penalty for the high tackle.
Yeah, so maybe I'll be eating my words here, but see what what Jacob's going to let to do here. Is he kicking it out of bounds, or is he going to go for some big boy ball?
Yeah, I think with the wind and the last couple of lineouts haven't quite gone to hand, although the Acadia lineout has been good throughout.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the tap and go here would be the best option, which is what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Fully support that one.
Acadia's had some couple big runs here on the play. But yeah, once again, just not rolling away. Just an unfortunate little mistake there from Acadia. Sorry, not releasing, I should say.
Yeah, I think it was that support player has gone over the ball and put their hands on the floor beyond the ball. It's, we said earlier on that the game is about playing on your feet. Acadia then just got a little bit isolated, and the support player that came in tried to secure the ball, and in doing so he's put his hands on the floor beyond the ball, and that's a penalty. So well spotted by Annie. And just before that we had a high tackle, so it was a last grasp attempt at just grabbing the back of the shirt of grabbing the collar of the Acadia player. I think it was TK. So that's classed as a high tackle. He may have not got his arm around for the tackle, but grabbing somebody from the collar and pulling them back is still a high tackle. So yeah, very close to the line. Potential yellow card. We'll be back to those questions from earlier on, Keegan.
Yeah, especially whether or even potentially a penalty try, like you said, a high tackle on a player who's if the tackle hadn't have happened, would he have scored?
Yeah,
maybe,
possibly,
probably hard to say.
Yeah. So if you remove that player, then who's committed that offence? Was there anybody else to stop a try? And it could be argued that there wasn't. So maybe UNB were a little bit fortunate to get away with that in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
And now they've turned it over and got another penalty.
Yeah, so just a bit of a break in play here. Not quite sure what we had going on. It looks like maybe a couple of substitutions, but I'm not sure. I see one of the couple trainers on the field, but everyone seems to be fine, so I'm not sure what we've got going on here. Good kick, but kept in bounds.
Gone backwards.
Yeah, dropped, but gone backwards. Wow, big little run here from the substitution wing for Acadia. That is
turnover.
Leon Chu. Yeah, great run. Ball turned over by UNB, who will once again attempt to exit here. Oh, ball bobbled, but taken well again. Acadia are probably going to be playing some heavy defense, and they do get the penalty on this. So Acadia will once again have a attempt going for the quick tap. And they've done it. Acadia have gotten a try with a few minutes left in the game. Still enough time to hit another, maybe get a penalty kick or another try. I imagine UNB will be attempting to play some slow ball from here on in. But yeah, great series of play from Acadia. Finally having the red zone click for them as Jacob Cloquet lines up to take this conversion.
Yeah, and we just mentioned Leon, who made that break, the reserve, the substitute right wing, who fumbled the ball, dropped it backwards, regathered, and made a good 20 meters with some good footwork and some good evasion skills. And give that opportunity, give that platform, got ahead of his players. So much easier to be able to run onto the ball rather than have to run back and get into that contact area. So yeah, he gave them real go forward and great run and great step. I don't think the wind's going to help him on that one. He needed a bit more wind.
Yeah, just a bit short on that kick there for Jacob Cloutier. So Acadia will need another try to pull ahead with the lead there instead of just a penalty on this one. But UNB is kicking the ball back to them, and Acadia definitely has the momentum working in their favor. It's UNB's made a few substitutions here as well, so I think Acadia's going to see if they can punch one more in before the death. Ball kicked straight out of bounds. So we will have a either a re-kick or a scrum at center here. Looks like we're opting for the scrum at center.
So actually there is another option. There is the option of taking a line out on the halfway, and
you're right.
The with Acadia being under the pump in the scrum, it's certainly something that you'd consider as taking that line out. It's not often done. It's not often an option taken, and I guess there may be some of these young lads not actually realizing that is an option, but they could take a line out on the halfway.
Acadia holding well, keeping a good platform. Big run here by their number 8, and again, really this is a great run by them. Some good defense by UNB, but. Yeah, Acadia are really trying to play some big boy ball, and like I said, momentum's in their favor. They have the advantage, I believe, Annie signaled for. So they'll maybe play a little bit more free and loose here for a couple seconds until play is blown.
Yeah, I'm not sure it was. I think she was just signaling
maybe
to get them on side. Yeah.
I thought she had the arm up there, but Jacob playing well. Missing one of the or stripping a tackle there, unfortunate little play there from Acadia. Number 9, Tyler Kennedy, attempting to take the quick tap on the play, but ball just bobbles out of his hands awkwardly. That's a tough one.
Yeah, I'd like to see that penalty against UNB again. I think that was for me that looked a little bit harsh. I think that Acadia got isolated there. Play came through, but maybe was already ahead of where the tackle was. So not going to criticise without seeing it, but it looked a little bit harsh.
Yeah, I was a bit curious with that myself. I wasn't exactly sure what happened. I thought that yeah, like I said, Tyler Kennedy maybe just isolated there. Great little chip over there by Keegan Neary, recovered well by Acadia, but again, UNB have put them on the back foot here, and now UNB have playing some strong defense here, attempting to shove Acadia back. Little dink through by Acadia, but number 10, Caleb Johnston, is running well here and gets the offload.
Yeah, that kick by Jacob Cloutier then was a little grubber through, which was meant to be an attempt to regather the ball, but the ball was kicked too far for his own team to regather. I think the option then would have been to just belt it as far down the field as he possibly could. Use that wind and see if you can get into the 22.
Yeah, a little forward pass, knock on there. So Acadia will have another attempt at this one. I think we're just having the discussion here on how much time we've got left. I know our clock says 80. I know we've had quite a bit of ref stoppages, so I'm not sure where quite we're at. But I would imagine that by this point, Acadia is probably attempting just to keep ball in hand as much as they can and try and just play, as many phases as they can. But ball turned over. Good play by the hooker for UNB, getting that.
That looks like a try time.
And looks like try time for UNB. And that is likely ball game here today.
Yeah, good game of rugby. Both sides have shown some good attacking intent. The UNB scrum has been much stronger, although the Acadia lineup was pretty good. It's gone a little bit stray in the last 20 minutes, but still, even some of those they managed to win. But yeah, I think that the 9 Jacob for UNB has controlled this game really well for UNB, and they certainly edged it in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, some great veteran presence there from Keegan Neary, just really putting his players where they were supposed to be, taking the ball on well himself when he needed to, and great little kicks here and there. Looks like the conversions missed on that one, but again, wouldn't really picked up. Looks like we do have time for one more play, but like I said, last few minutes, I imagine. So
yeah, I think I just heard the officials say it was 1 minute. So let's see if Acadia can finish the game with a try.
Mm-hmm.
Is that going to carry? No, got to leave that. So because Davis then played that ball before it's gone 10 meters, UNB get the option of a retake or a scrum, and they're clearly taking the scrum.
Mm-hmm.
So the ball has to go 10 meters before you can play it. Although the opposition team can opt to touch it or play it before it goes, but the kicking off team can't touch it. So yeah, that's where we're back for a scrum there on the halfway line. Let's see if UNB can finish the game off with a try then. Maybe the last play. Let's see.
Big scrum here by UNB, just pushing well. They got the advantage. And Keegan Neary opting to take it for himself. A little bit of a basketball pass there to number 15. And they're trying to work wide to the wing. Little kick over.
Well, we've got a yellow card. I think it's gone against Jacob
or Keegan Neary. Yeah,
Keegan Neary.
I believe he hit the player in the air. Was what I think the fourth referee said.
That would be the only thing it could be. I think that for me the timing was good, but yeah, it's. Not sure that's a yellow card offence. There certainly wouldn't have been a yellow card in if I was in the middle, but I think the timing, if it was off, it was only fractionally off. It looked to me that that the catcher had caught the ball got back to the ground and was and Keegan nearly timed the tackle pretty well from my vantage, but Anya is closer. So again, without having the benefit of a replay, I'm certainly not going to criticise it. But I still think even if it was a penalty, I'm not sure I'd be given a yellow card for that. It's easy to be critical of the officials when you are standing here. I know, and just a shout out to Annie. I know that she'll probably watch the game back and message me afterwards with some of my comments. But Annie, in general, I think you've managed the game really well. The fact that we've had some really good open rugby is testament to the way that you've tried to let the game flow, and. Yeah, keep working hard, Annie. You're a really good referee, and we're happy having you here in Nova Scotia.
Yeah, very much so. It's as Martin says, it's very easy to criticize, but when you're in the middle, the game plays far faster than it does when you're on the sidelines or on the TV. So it's
and my eyes aren't quite what they were, and I haven't got my glasses, so we go with that as well.
I think it's been a great game of rugby today. Great effort by both sides. Yeah, nice hands there from Jacob.
Numbers.
And yeah, Acadia really playing well with heart, and really trying to set something up there.
Oh, that was off his shin or his knee.
Yeah, little good attempt for a chip over by Jacob there. Identified space out behind, but the little chip kick just didn't quite go his way on that one.
And that's time.
And that is game. So that is ball game.
Good game. Nice game.
Yeah.
First of the day.
First game of the day. Yeah. Looking for an exciting game of rugby. Give the teams a minute here, and I think we'll be doing man of the match again. And we'll just be back with you here in a minute.
Good. Yep. You're ready.
That was Div 2 versus Div 2.
Hey, let's line up, UNB. Boys, line up. Better field, line up. Yeah, I know, but well, they do all have the stickers on. I know, but let's keep that. Yeah, I agree. Yep. We can handle it for a little bit. Yeah, we can. Well, I didn't want to say. Like I said, we can handle the full 82, but I didn't want to say that. That's why I did it. But I think running around probably doesn't the same effect. They can decide it. Like I had to